Welcome everyone. Today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship, of family, and of two people who are in it forever. You don't have to have a ceremony to have a marriage. And when you think about it, the whole thing is kind of weird, right? So why do we do it? The marriage ceremony has been an important feature across nearly every culture, religion, generation, and society. We have thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives, but this one is regarded as one so critical. We acknowledge its special status by sharing it with others. Why this moment? Because despite all of our differences, love is what we all share. It is the great unifier, our one universal truth, that no matter who we are, where we've come from, what we believe, we know this one thing: love is what we're doing right. That's why you both are standing here. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry, and it is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together, facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. And it's not only marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. It is discovering what marriage can be at its best. And now I would like to read Union by Robert Fulghum. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks. All of those conversations that begin with, when we're married, and continue with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe. All those promises that are unspoken, matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things that we've promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, for you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Today, as we join Rebecca and Scott in marriage, we celebrate them as they begin a new family together. Yet we also know that this new branch of the family tree will be strengthened and enriched by the love, traditions, and knowledge of their family roots. Will you, Terry, Norris, Addie, Scott, and Lisa, bless Rebecca and Scott in their marriage? Will you celebrate them in their times of joy and bolster them and their marriage in times of hardship?
We will.
Thank you. I'm going to have the two of you join hands. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. You both are choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, who makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep, You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and to find happiness in the other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're teaming up. And you're saying to the other, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be part of. So will you, Scott, keep Rebecca as your favorite person? To laugh with her, go on adventures with her, support her through life's toughest moments, be proud of her, grow old with her, and find new reasons to love her every day.
I do. I will.
And will you, Rebecca, keep Scott as your favorite person? To laugh with him, go on adventures with him, support him through life's toughest moments, be proud of him, grow old with him, and find new reasons to love him every day.
I will.
Will you, Scott and Rebecca, be each other's partners from this day forward? Will you bring out the best in one another, share your happiness moments together, and love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever may come next?
We will.
So now for the rings. For thousands of years, lovers have exchanged rings as a token of their vows. Let these rings be a sign that love has a past, a present, and a future through and within both of you. The promises that you have spoken to each other today are forever on your minds and hearts. But words are fleeting. And so those who marry wear rings as a visible, tangible symbol of their love and commitment. These rings announce to the world that you have recognized in each other your soul's mate, that you have entwined together to become one, and that is the inconceivable that you should ever part. Scott, I'm going to have you please place Rebecca's ring on her ring finger and then repeat after me. There you go. I vow to help you love life.
I vow to help you love life.
To always hold you with tenderness.
To always hold you with tenderness.
And to have the patience that love demands.
And to have the patience that love demands.
To speak when words are needed.
To speak when words are needed.
And to share the silence.
And to share the silence.
When they are not.
When they are not.
To live within the warmth of your heart.
To live in the warmth of your heart.
And always call it home.
And always call it home.
I vow to fiercely love you.
I vow to fiercely love you.
In all your forms.
In all your forms.
Now and forever.
Now and forever.
I promise to never forget.
Promise to never forget.
That this is a once-in-a-lifetime love.
That this is a once-in-a-lifetime love.
I vow to love you, and no matter what challenges.
I vow to love you no matter what challenges.
Might carry us apart.
Might carry us apart.
We will always find a way back to each other.
We will always find a way back to each other.
I vow to keep updating our vows as we go.
I vow to keep updating our vows as we go.
Because one set of vows.
Because one set of vows.
Can't cover a lifetime.
Can't cover a lifetime.
Of growing and changing with you.
Of growing and changing with you.
And falling more and more in love.
And falling more and more in love.
With you every day.
With you every day.
Which is what I vow to do.
Which is what I vow to do.
The rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
And then Rebecca, I'm going to have you please place Scott's ring on the left-hand ring finger. And then repeat after me. I vow to help you love life.
I vow to help you love life.
To always hold you with tenderness.
To always hold you with tenderness.
To have the patience that love demands.
To have the patience that love demands.
To speak when words are needed.
To speak when words are needed.
And to share the silence.
And to share the silence.
When they are not.
When they are not.
To live within the warmth of your heart.
To live within the warmth of your heart.
And always call it home.
And always call it home.
I vow to fiercely love you.
I vow to fiercely love you.
In all your forms.
In all your forms.
Now and forever.
Now and forever.
I promise to never forget.
I promise to never forget.
That this is a once-in-a-lifetime love.
That this is a once-in-a-lifetime love.
I vow to love you.
I vow to love you.
And no matter what challenges.
And no matter what challenges.
Might carry us apart.
Might carry us apart.
We will always find a way.
We will always find a way.
Back to each other.
Back to each other.
I vow to keep updating our vows as we go.
I vow to keep updating our vows as we go.
Because one set of vows.
Because one set of vows.
Can't cover a lifetime.
Can't cover a lifetime.
Of growing and changing with you.
Of growing and changing with you.
And falling more and more in love.
And falling more and more in love.
With you every day.
With you every day.
Which is what I vow to do.
Which is what I vow to do.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
May your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should bring. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you look for things to praise and often say, I love you, and take no notice of small faults. May you have happiness, and may you find it making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it loving one another. And Scott and Rebecca, you have heard the words about love and marriage, have exchanged your vows and made your promises, and celebrated your union with the giving and receiving of rings. You have kissed 1,000 times, maybe more, but today the feeling is new. No longer simply partners and best friends, you have become husband and wife. And by the authority vested in me by the state of California, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. You may now kiss.
Thank you. Yay.
Thank you, everyone.